Ah, shit, y'all. We back to it, man. I apologize, man. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they might be bugging, bro. Sometimes it might be bugging. My fault, though. I ain't gonna lie. I was a little on schedule. I actually was gonna start the stream at 9, but then I got caught up in this Knicks game, bro. I got caught up in this Knicks game, and I ain't gonna lie. I don't care what niggas say. The Knicks versus Pacers is peak basketball, my nigga. I think I like basketball again just off that fact alone. I can't even see her neck. Like it's crazy to say that, you know. But Halliburton, I don't like that nigga. Trust me, I don't like that nigga. But I don't know. It gives me like the old school '90s to a certain extent, and I wasn't even born there. But like, I ain't gonna lie, it just gives me old school vibes of these are the niggas that we need to see actually thrive. It's like, you know, damn. The West is the West. I don't want to see the Nuggets win again. But then again, a Game 7, Oklahoma City, Shai Gilgeous. Who's really the MVP? Who's really MVP caliber? We already know the nigga won the MVP. We already know who's finna win the MVP. But now, which one of these niggas is gonna prove, alright, I beat you, so it is what it is, you know? It's proven that, yeah, Jokic got help, but, you know, it's mainly just Jokic. Same with Shai. Shai got help with JD and or J Will, I mean, and I forgot Lou Dort sometimes, maybe Alex Caruso, you know, but I'm not even putting Chet in that conversation because it's like, it's Chet, bro. I don't care. The nigga can be tall all day. He's not a bucket. I watched buckets, my nigga. I know what bangers are, ass nigga. I used to be DJ for my high school. But I ain't gonna lie, it's prime basketball for me. Who do y'all got in this Game 7, though? That's really what I want to know. Who the fuck do we got? Look at these noms. You already know the drill real quick. I forgot to even do this. I should already had this set up for before the conversations was even put together. My apologies. Nigga, when did this Star Wars video get 90 views, cuz? Yo, I appreciate all the love and I appreciate all the support from y'all, man. I'm gonna say it every fucking time, bro. Sometimes I be getting down on myself, my nigga. This shit had 10. I went to go smoke, live my day, you know, put it in God's hands, and put it in y'all's hands as well. And look at this shit. Look at this shit. That's crazy, man. I love doing this shit, bro. I love doing this shit, man. Like, if I don't say this shit enough. It's almost like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Alright, let's go through a little rundown, my nigga. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Growing up as a kid, even right now, bro, sometimes, you know, I be there and niggas, like, take advantage of who you are, you know, your kindness, being just as genuine as a person as I am sometimes, bro. And I'm not even saying it just cause, you know, this is what it is, and because I'm doing so good and shit like that, because I'm hyping myself up and shit like that. Like, this shit real life, bro. This is the whole reason I'm doing this YouTube shit. In other words of what I'm doing it for, if that makes sense, you know. Other than me, like, believing in myself, the people around me supporting me, and like I said, there was a person that used to play games I used to watch, and he's not here with me no more, so I gotta keep doing it for him, man. I got to, you know what I'm saying? But other than that, man, it is also because, you know, I want to be able, subconsciously, I guess, deep down in me, I want to be seen. You know, I want to be heard. I want people to know who I am. And also for people to just, I guess, I wouldn't say even respect. I'm not even aiming for respect, but just for people to know I'm a nice human being. I'm a cool human being. And I'm just like, damn, this shit wasn't even on. But basically how I'm just like down to earth type shit, you know. I want to be I wouldn't even say a person that gives advice at a certain extent, because there's some days where, like, I kind of want to make vids like that, man. Like, I just want to sit in a car and just yap. And just yap. You know, like, would niggas fuck with me then? I'm not even saying niggas don't fuck with me now. But would niggas fuck with me even harder then? Like, would that be would that be like a persona of mine that I could fit into, if that makes sense? You know, it's always been in my brain, like, damn, maybe I could just be that nigga and just bring up random topics, you know, and maybe niggas will fuck with me, personality-wise. And that'll bring y'all over here watching my games and shit like that. But then also, I'm like, nobody gives a fuck. And sometimes, them videos are lame as shit. Can't even lie. But, like, I'm not a lame person, so I probably won't make the vids lame. But then at the same time, I'm not a lame person on here, and I still feel like I be putting out lame shit. You feel me? So, at the end of the day, I might see that shit in the summertime. It's around that time for me to start doing something new anyway. At least to the point where it's like, I don't have to edit for hours. I just post a video. Bam. While I'm editing. Or something like that. While I'm eating some cereal. Watching some Naruto. I'm posting that shit. And niggas is like, wow. This nigga's like this. This is what this nigga does. I fuck with that shit too. I'm doing this shit right now as we speak, actually. You know? And that could be something, you know. I'm just brainstorming right now. I'm just brainstorming right now. So, I mean, if it's not the move, it's not the move. Niggas don't fuck with it. You know, it's kind of like this. If not the move, it's not the move. But I know. I don't know. I like it. You know what I'm saying? I really like it. The journey has been crazy. I know I haven't really like just broke it down to y'all. You know what I'm saying? And I probably shouldn't on stream. But then again, it is what it is. We're in the playoffs right now, and I'm a closing pitcher. I play about 2 games a series. I gotta yap a little bit before we get it started. You feel what I'm saying? But you know, the journey's crazy, man. You know, I started out literally with an AirPod. You know what I'm saying? And me and the homie was talking about it a while back. We was like, damn, you know, that shit was ass. You know, and I was like, bro, like, it might have been crazy, cause you know, I ain't gonna lie. I used to tell the bros, you know, like, and this is why, like, I'm not even gonna put niggas out there, you know, cause that's what I've been learning a lot. Also, is some niggas just don't want to do this shit. Some niggas just want to have fun. Some niggas just want to be your friend. Some niggas want to encourage you to do it because they don't want to as well. Or, you know, not only do they not want to, they just don't see themselves doing that. They got other plans. They got other goals in life. You understand? We're older. You know, and when I was younger, and we was first starting this out, right? What the hell? But I was first starting this out. My apologies. And my apologies. One time. Okay. I don't know if y'all can see the screen. Oh, y'all can't see the screen no more, can y'all? Wow. It is what it is. Oh my god, we hit 150 fucking subscribers, bro. I'm just looking at this shit. Bro. I ain't gonna lie, my nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Had to say a little prayer real quick, man, but damn. I appreciate y'all niggas, bro. I appreciate y'all niggas, man. Literally like a month ago, I was just saying, let's hit 100, bro. This is crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But this is also gonna play into the story, man. Fuck it. We got 150 subscribers story time, my nigga. Like, damn. A journey time story time, my nigga. Fuck it. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. I know it's only 150, but like, bro, I feel like a little ass kid getting excited over this shit. But it's like, my nigga, like, niggas don't fuck with me over here, bro. Like, real talk. Real talk. I was just, no names. No names. And I hate because it's a raw situation right now. And it is what it is. I'm not even going to put it out of emotion. So if you're hearing this, like I'm saying, I'm not saying no names. I'm looking at you right now in the camera. It's a raw situation. I'm not saying no names. I'm not saying out of emotion. And I don't hate you. I don't feel no type of way about you. But I had just tried to do like a little business thing with this person, right? And there was a couple ideas that I had, and I had to kind of wait to talk about the ideas, let's say that. And there was one thing that I did. I already was doing it, and with them, they kind of got a little, I wouldn't say pissed off, because that's not exactly what happened. They just got a little confused on the situation, and I had to basically like be like, nah, that's not what it is, and basically be like, you know, I still rock with y'all, and that's not what it is. I'm actually doing it for y'all, you know. And they had to be understanding of that, you know. And basically we held off a conversation that we should have had basically for 2 months, and the 2 months is basically like right now type shit. So it was 2 months ago, you know. And there was like a little event that we had and things like that, and I basically was, you know, doing some things for them, basically working for them, you know. And I'm trying to text the dude, you know what I'm saying, because I ain't gonna lie, like, we're not like bros, you know. I wouldn't consider us bros. Are we acquaintances? Are we cool with each other? Yes. But am I gonna tell him my problems, and am I going to call him up and be like, yo bro, I need to talk to you, and drive around, fuck it, get this shit off my mind, shit like that? Nah, you know what I'm saying? It was strictly more of it was a good friendship business wise, you know. I felt like business wise, I could trust this person and be like, yeah, I could lay it down like this, he ain't gonna trip, and we gonna move on and make bread type shit. And you know, some things happen, like I said. I told him basically, nah, this is what it is. But keep in mind, the whole reason I had got brought over into this situation is because of what I was doing on my part. You know what I'm saying? I clean shoes, okay? So I'm coming into a shoe selling business, and if I keep posting me cleaning shoes, you know, that would be my part of the business, bringing in them business from my end is what I'm thinking, you know. And like I said, they were just confused, and like I said, they had a little PTSD because they had niggas working for them previously that was kind of doing what I was doing and moved on to what they were doing solo, you know. And I was like, nah, you know, I ain't gonna do y'all like that type shit. So, you know, they're like, all right, cool. So I'm like, well, you know, what can I do? You know, what can I do so I can still bring in my type of, I wouldn't say personal business, but kind of a personal business, you know. Because if, let's say, you know, because I'm, all right, let's keep it truth, I was working for them for free, you know. That's already a red flag a little bit, but you know what I'm saying, like I said, they were cool people, so I wasn't going to take it no type of way, you know what I'm saying. They're building up, I'm building up. There's no reason for me to ask for a salary, and especially because I don't know them like that, you know. And that felt wrong to me, you know what I'm saying. So it's like, I'd rather prove to them I'm worth paying than, you know, me asking for shit like that. And that's kind of where I went wrong, because I shouldn't, I guess, went so hard in the paint, you know what I'm saying. Like, the day of the event, it was the day actually before my girlfriend's birthday, and let's just say I didn't sleep before the event, and you know what I'm saying, I was tired as fuck the next day, you know, and I had to thug that shit out. But and that's nobody's fault but mine, but they don't know that, is what I'm saying. And that's something that I did, I guess, for them, that I felt like it's just like, you know what I'm saying, like, behind closed doors you don't know a lot, you know. So for the situation to be the situation, I I don't really understand it, you know. But later on down the line, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to text this nigga, basically like leaving me undelivered and shit like that. Like I texted him for 3 days in a row, and bro didn't hit me at all, like at all type shit. But like gang like my story, and like he would text me back on Snapchat type shit. So I'm like, I'm kind of scratching the head, you know what I'm saying. I'm like, all right, cool type shit. But how am I gonna get in contact with you, you know, like. And then I'm also going through shit behind the scenes, so it's like I can't really just pull up on bro and be like, let's have this conversation. And then gang came me with a hold up type shit. And if bro would have hit me with that in person, I wouldn't have let this shit slide. I'd be like, nah, we need to have a conversation, or we need to set an actual date type shit, you know. And I had to stand on some business. But you know, because it was so through the phone and shit like that, and I could still pull up on that nigga and shit like that, but I already called it quits. You know, after 2 months of you ignoring me and basically not trying to hear what I got going on, nor ideas that could probably bring in big money and change the whole retrospective of how people look at us through our own city, let alone our own state. You know, I was thinking way bigger than just what we have going on. You know, I'm thinking, what can I do that changes the game, you know? Whether that be like shoes, clothes, like as a person I always been able to do things and certain people follow it, you know. I always been able to, like, I guess, you know, like, let's just say it like this, and I'm not even trying to be that nigga, bro. I'm not even trying to be that nigga. I promise you I'm not. But like, I remember like 5th grade, right? I started tucking in my sweats to my socks type shit. Like, this shit sound retarded, but like, I wanted the kind of jogger look. Cause like, I remember my mama showed me like some 80s parachute pants, bro. I was like, them hoes hard. But then I was like, but why don't they make shit like that with us? So I'm like tucking in my jeans, rolling them bitches up, tucking them hoes into my socks, making them hoes like smooth type shit. Cause I like high Jordan 1s too. So like, when I used to do that shit, you wouldn't be able to see the shit type shit. And like, I remember like, I used to look like damn near like, with the sweats though, I ain't gonna lie, you used to see the sock type shit. So I used to look like 85 Jordan type shit, you know? And I know like niggas do it nowadays and shit like that, but like 5th grade, bro, like 2000 what? Let's think. 2011, 2012, bro, 2013, maybe even 14. No, it had to be in 2014. 2014, I was in 5th grade, bro. I feel like an old ass nigga saying that. 2015, I was in 4th grade, bro. But, yeah, like, or 5th grade, I mean, like, I was doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, like, with the hair even, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody, you know what I'm saying, had the fros and shit like that, but I started rocking the curls with the taper. And then all of a sudden, 2019, 2018 roll around, 2017 even roll around, nigga. I did this shit in 8th grade, which was what? 2016. Now, Drake had his shit, Curry had his shit, and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Tapers have always been there. Ain't nothing new under the sun. But the trends I've always been ahead of. Let's just say it like that. I've always been a little ahead of the trends. You see what I'm saying? Like, clothes. When it came to clothes, I was like, fuck, I need to make clothes. I'm thinking like this like a freshman. That's 2019. Nah, 2019, I was a sophomore. 2018 coming into 2019. I'm like, fuck it. Start customizing shoes. Start making clothes. Just basically be your own nigga type shit. What happened like 2021, 2022? Niggas start doing shit like that. Now, I'm not saying like I'm going to be that ahead of it every single time. But like, even with the YouTube shit, I was just too scared to do it. The YouTube shit, I even made vids with my little nigga, Zay. You feel me? Shout out to the bro, man. You're finally in a video, my nigga. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you. I ain't gonna lie. Separate, off topic, real quick. That's one of the realest niggas in my life ever, my nigga. Shout out to Zay, bro. Shout out to Zay. The nigga that lived down the street, man. I ain't gonna lie. We went through hella shit, bro. Oh my god. If you ever had a little brother that wasn't a little brother, that was a little brother to you, my nigga, that was me with bro. You know what I'm saying? I remember this nigga, like, bro, I remember like sometimes this nigga used to hit RKO moves. Like, nigga used to hit WWE moves, my nigga. Like, I remember one time this nigga, we was just hooping, bro, and I pissed this nigga off. He gonna hit me with a Miz, like, I forgot what the nigga do, but he like wrap your arms like this and hit you with a bam type shit. Nigga did that shit on concrete, bro. I'm 9 years old, 10 years old. I'm like, I'm really finna beat your ass, my nigga. He was 8. You know, he was like a year or two younger than me. So I'm like, I'm really finna beat your ass, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, that nigga ran off to his house, bro. But I had his little big ass ball, like, you know them big ass balls you got from Walmart. I had that nigga shit, so I'm like, this nigga ain't getting this shit back till he see me on my soul. And I remember he had his little cousin, or his older cousin. She was like 2 years older than me. And then I thought I was really finna have to fight a girl that day, bro. She had came over. She was like, you need to give my cousin's ball back. And I was like, fuck it. I was like, that nigga ain't gonna get his ball back till I see one of y'all niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie, right now, bro, I promise y'all, I'm not a fighter right now, bro. But back in the day, oh my god, my nigga, I'm running fades, win, lose, or draw. Like Pokemon, I catch them all, nigga. Oh my soul. Bro, oh my god, I was a badass kid, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie. I know nowadays I'm not bad. It's cause like evolution happens. You know, when you get mature and you get your ass beat enough to be like, maybe I shouldn't be like this. Maybe I need to stop getting my ass beat and start being a role model. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my god, bro, that shit's so funny. I used to get my ass whooped like damn near like, oh my god, that shit used to be a religion, bro. I used to be like doing shit, get scared, and just be like, wow, I'm finna get my ass whooped. Get my ass whooped and be like, damn, I'm finna get my ass whooped again. I think literally like the last time I got my ass whooped was like 7th grade, bro. 7th grade, I was like, you know what? This is the last time I'm gonna get my belt to ass, bro. This is the last of last times. Maybe even 6th grade, but I could have sworn it was 7th grade. I don't really think it was nah. It might have been. It might have been, but I don't think it was nothing crazy. Like, I never was the nigga actually getting in trouble with the law type shit. That's crazy, bro. I ain't, nah. That's crazy. But anywho, what I was saying with the situation, after 2 months, you know what I'm saying, I'm not gonna give a fuck. And that's with all due respect to the person. I hope everything goes great to him. I hope the nigga's a millionaire at this point. We all make a meal. You know what I'm saying? But I just can't be did like that. I can't. I got goals. I got things to do. I got a family that I want to have a name for as well. So I can't wait for a timing for me to even flower and blossom and branch out, you know? And I felt like it was a good opportunity. You know, it was a great opportunity, you know? We knew each other since high school. We actually had a class together. He was just 1 year older than me, but his friends were always my friends. Like, to keep it a buck, like, one of the first niggas I ever met at my school that I transferred from in elementary school, he dates his sister. You know what I'm saying? My other niggas say. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that I said your name, but niggas ain't gonna know you. Niggas don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? You know, it is what it is. I love all, you know, but it was just like one of those, I felt like invisible lines, and I'm not even saying that as a relationship wise, just as a friendship wise, you know, not even friendship, but just not relationship as in love relationship, but a relationship as in a friendship, if that makes sense. An acquaintance relationship. I don't even know how to say it. Just two people that are cool with each other. Like, I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it. You feel me? But, you know, I felt like that was great, you know. At the time, it kind of seems a little weird because I'm going to explain it like this, you know. When I came, it was like 3 months ago, right? But I knew who he was. He knew who I was probably for about 3 years, right? So it's like, I'm doing this, you're doing that. I had a lot of ups and downs with my shit. Like, with my customs, whole reason I stopped is because, like, a whole altercation happened. I don't even want to talk about that. That's never hitting a camera, ever, with the shit that was involved in that. And, the last, I was cleaning shoes. I actually did customize some shoes for a wedding. I meant to post those. I'm going to have to make a video for that. But, I was cleaning shoes. That kind of slowed down. We all know how it is, you know. Once you kind of like, and after a while, you can't clean your own shoes, you know. So it's like I gotta start asking my family for that shit. And like, if you run out of clientele, you're damn near doing that shit for free. So all your family got clean ass shoes. So now you're like, fuck, you know. But that's just how to keep the post going. If you get clientele, you got great posts. Now you can post your clientele, you know. But how it was going was, he did his event right, and he was giving me a lot of things going for me, you know. He was saying, I'm glad you're here, you're giving us a lot of hope, you're showing us a lot of things. Not a lot of people that we've brought in has showed us tools and basically ways to get around like you have, you know. And I'm taking that with a grain of salt. Not necessarily not with a grain of salt. I'm taking that in. I'm soaking it all in. And while I'm doing this, I apologize. But while I'm doing this, it's like feeding me in, you know. So it's like bro's telling me, you know what I'm saying, basically, you know what I'm saying, hyping me up type shit, and saying I'm really like I could fit in with them niggas type shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then he started talking about getting his own shit, and maybe I could run his other like smaller shit on the side. So I'm like, damn, like I wasn't even saying all that shit, but you know, that's cool, you know, like, yeah, we could really get that going type shit. And you know, like I said, I fed into that. It was a great opportunity. And I'm not saying this because he, excuse me, bought his store or anything like that. Turn that down just a little bit. But I'm not saying it's because he bought his store or anything like that. I'm just saying it was a little weird, and it's still a little bit of a slap in the face. And like I said, it's a raw situation, so maybe a little bit of emotion came out, but nothing was a lie of what I said. You know, that's exactly how it went down. And I didn't make anybody a good guy. I didn't make anybody a bad guy. You know, I'm just saying I got stopped talking to whenever things kind of started looking good for them. And if I get a text back, I'll make a re-story of the situation. But that's kind of what it is. And that also leads me on to saying I appreciate the 150 fucking subscribers, because that's basically my life. Me having a good connection with the person, thinking it's going so good, and maybe I fuck it up not knowing it, but at the same time, it's like, if I'm trying to communicate, even like asking, you know, I even asked him at one point, did I do something wrong? And there was nothing that came back my way, you know. It was just like yo bro, my bad, I'm busy. And I understand, but I'm 22, you know. I don't, those responses are cool, but they're only cool for certain people. You know, if I'm a person that does a lot of things for your company, your brand, your label, it would be something that I would think, you know. I've made, at least off of me just cleaning shoes for them, I've made a good, hold up, now the fuck I think about some shit. I just thought about what the fuck I got told one time. Okay, so I'm sorry. I'll say this shit on camera too, but okay, so I made about 200, maybe 150 on my shit alone. No, I wouldn't even say that. Probably $80. $80 off cleaning shoes, right? But now that I think about it, okay, now I won't say too much, but we were charging X amount, and he charges X amount, I charge X amount, but he still makes a certain percentage because I charge X amount. Now, I got told at one time, and this shit kind of blew right over my fucking head, but now that I think about it, what the fuck did I just get told at one point? I had got told that I don't have to be paid. It's almost like out of the kindness of their heart. But I'm still doing the half the work, making half. I'm actually doing half the work because it's not my clientele. I'm actually just cleaning the shoes. So I would technically make half of the money, which is X amount, X amount. They're making X amount. That's what I'm saying. They would, and that's what they were making, which was the half of the half. So, did they think I was gonna clean that shit for free? And I hate to even over-examine that shit in my head, but wow. Wow. But basically my life, man. A lot of people don't know, but let's just go through the rundown. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm gonna say it again. Shout out to 150 subscribers. But when I was first starting this out, we had a little group. We had about 4 or 5 of us, maybe even 6, enough to run 2K. Hell, we probably even had enough to run Marvel Rivals. Hell. When I first started, we damn near had enough to run 2 2K squads. Like, we damn near had 10, bro. We damn near had 10. Like, I was making TikToks at first, and I had like a certain circle I hang around. And like I said, a lot of shit happened. If y'all don't know what happened, actually watch one of my NCAA vids of the chasing the Heisman. I think it was actually my second one with Gabriel, and we played with Oklahoma. That's basically the story of what happened over there. But that happened, I stopped fucking with them niggas, and that counted shit down to about 1 2K squad, right? 1 2K squad. Now we start this shit, and there's one person that had a crew that was already doing this shit, and he left us for them, right? And then we had a nigga that literally hyped us up, got us like here. You know what I'm saying? Like, got me to buy the shit. I wasn't even finna do all this shit. Like, I was finna just keep making TikToks, and hopefully that shit pop off. And the nigga was like, bro, just get an Elgato, do this shit. So I'm like, all right, cool. I got my Elgato and a laptop, and that was it. I had my AirPods, and that was it, bro. I had OBS. You feel me? And he grabs his stuff, and he had told us that he didn't have enough money for, like, to basically, I want to say, to pay his bills. So he had to send the Elgato back. So I'm like, all right, cool, type shit. You know what I'm saying? He gonna get that back. Oh my god, I fucking hate people, bro. Like, why the fuck do niggas gotta throw off my mood that fucking fast? Like, I was so chill. I had just smoked. I had just did all that. Like, niggas couldn't wait till the next day. The next day. The next day. Fuck, bro. Like, that shit makes me want to just... on my fucking phone, bro. God damn. It's nothing but dumb-ass bullshit, neither. Niggas gonna come in here and say, you didn't clean off a pot. You had 4 fucking days to tell me this shit. So niggas waited 4 days and told me at 11 o'clock at night. Like, do I got anger issues or something, bro? That shit don't even make sense. It really don't. Like, I don't fucking get it sometimes, bro. Anywho, let's try and get in a better mood because niggas don't give a fuck about what I got going on anymore. Like I said, they don't give a fuck. A single fuck. I could say I'm streaming, and they will knock on my shit 45 times. But then whenever niggas are busy, then niggas wonder why I get pissed the fuck off. You're literally disturbing my shit. Disturbing. Do you know what the fuck that means? Anyway, the nigga grabs his shit, sends it back for the bills. So I'm thinking, damn. So I'm thinking, damn. Bro's finna grab his shit, send it back, right? So then I'm like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get it back one day. You know, we're going to be chilling and we're going to be on this shit. This is around the time where like Helldivers 2 was out. When we was running that shit. And that was really going to be like the first time I ever made some videos was Helldiver 2. But to be honest, I didn't know how to edit. And that was me learning how to edit. Was that game right there. And that's why I appreciate that game. That might not have been what I first posted. But that's what I first started recording on. Shout out to Helldivers 2, man. Niggas don't even know about that shit. But, yeah. That, and the other bro, we was already on that shit, right? So then, man, oh man. One second, let me calm the fuck down, bro. Let me calm the fuck down before some nigga hit me with a, it's not even that serious, bro. It's not even that serious. Ain't no going on but rap and rap song, singing all night long. Double G. Damn, I didn't even know. Like, this shit right here. What the fuck? Move that shit right here, man. Anywho. The nigga sends his shit back. My apologies, y'all. The nigga sends his shit back, right? And basically goes ahead and says, I'm not grabbing that shit again. So I'm like, damn. That cuts that shit down to 2. 2. We went from this to this, my nigga. Make that shit make sense. But anywho, that's basically how it came down to, right? And it's just like, that shit, it hurt, bruh. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, it hurt. Because it's like, it's not only, it didn't, now that I got older a little bit, it's only been a year, but now that a year has passed, I feel like I understand it a little bit more. Like I said, a lot of people, you can't ask them to do things that you're very passionate about and think that they're as passionate about the same thing, or think that, you know, like I said, maybe they didn't think that we were as serious about this shit. And whenever we were just chatting it up for months and months and months about starting a YouTube group, that, you know, people just didn't expect it to go as it did, you know, and they were just dropping like flies as it was. So that's okay, you know, that's okay. And I had to learn and grow with that, you know. But at first it just felt like these niggas do not only don't fuck with me, but they just don't respect me to a certain extent, to where they care about what I care about as much as, not even as much as, you don't have to care about it as much as me, but they care about it enough to respect that I'm trying to do something with it, if that makes sense. Like, if my niggas was trying to hoop, and I've had my niggas try and hoop, but they've showed me signs to where the distance is enough for me to be like, they don't rock with me enough, you know? So it's like, if I had a nigga that wanted to hoop, I'd be in the gym with that nigga, tossing him the rock, you know what I'm saying? Just bullshitting, you know? And it's kind of the same way. It's like, if you got a nigga that's doing this shit, just be the nigga right there, right beside the nigga, trying to make it better, make it more entertaining. Be the funny nigga on the side for the bro, you know? Be the nigga that's saying random shit, so it's not just me having to be on my game 24/7. And nowadays I don't really have a lot of that, and I kind of screwed myself over to a certain extent, because it's like, maybe I was having too much fun with them as friends instead of standing on a lot of shit. And when I did stand on a lot of shit, they wasn't comfortable with that. And that wasn't who they were used to, nor who they wanted to be friends with, you know? And that's okay, but that's not okay because of the things that I want to do. You know, like I said, it's it's more about it's way more about being seen, being heard, but just the stuff that I've been through wants me to be seen and be heard. So it's almost like I said, the subconscious in me, you know, it just wants that. But I want to be able to change not only my life but my family's life. You know, what we know, I don't want us to keep knowing, you know? And we don't even live bad. It's just I don't I just want a lot of things to change, if that makes sense. And I don't really know how else to explain that simply without saying a lot of shit. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I'm only saying a lot of this shit too is because I want y'all to know who y'all are watching. I don't want to be this guy in this fake persona trying to get views and subscribers and shit like that. If I'm gonna grow, I want to grow the right way. I want to be genuine. I want to be honest, and I just want to be here with y'all in front of the camera. I don't want to be, oh my god, look at this, look at that, and I'm overly excited over dumb shit, you know. And maybe I do gotta create a separate channel where we are a little more real, down to earth, and we just talk, fucking just maybe even smoke and shit like that, and just literally just talk what's on our mind today type shit. If y'all want to see that shit on here, bro, let me know. I'll post every now and again of my thoughts and shit like that, because I really do feel like y'all would want to hear it maybe now and again. Like maybe I just yap and y'all clean, or yap and y'all hoop, or yap and y'all watch another nigga video, you know what I'm saying? I'm just in the back still type shit. I be doing that sometimes, you know. So it's all good, you know. But I just want to let y'all know who y'all are watching, what type of person I am, without y'all being later on maybe down the road and being like, damn, this is not who the fuck I thought I was watching, or damn, this is somebody, you know, I don't actually like, and shit like that. So yeah, but I feel like I've yapped enough for about 45 minutes into this thing. But like I said, man, I do appreciate y'all, man. This shit does not go unnoticed. This shit is beyond what I thought I could do even as a kid, you know. Yeah, I thought I would make like 1,000 subscribers all fast and shit, and I would already be getting paid and things like that. But you know, reality sits in, and God teaches you lessons to where you're like, this is what I need to do in order to be here. This is who I need to be in order to be here, you know. And there was a lot of things, a lot of ways of how I thought that I had to change my way of thinking in order to get where I need to be. And that comes with a lot of L's, you know. I realize what niggas say when they say you can't take everybody, and some people you gotta leave behind. And without me doing that, I'm not even sitting here and lying. I probably wouldn't have made as much growth as I did. And there's probably still things that I gotta do to grow more people I gotta leave to grow more. And with the people that I got left, that's a hard pill to swallow if that is gonna be the truth. But I hope that's not. I hope I left as many people behind as I needed to, and I can just learn to go through the hard times with the people that I got without having to drop any of them, you know. Hopefully God doesn't make me mess up, make them mess up, in order for the connection to be messed up, you know. So yeah. Like I said, I'm very a chill person, you know. I'm very genuine when it comes down to the shits. So yeah, and then like I said, I'm gonna say it again, I'm gonna say it every time, I appreciate 150 fucking subscribers, bro. Like I said, I damn near feel like Naruto, damn near feel like Gaara with the shits. You know what I'm saying? Just very isolated. Like, yeah, I got my friends, yeah, I got this, but like when it comes down to actually needing I don't really got that as much, you know. So yeah, we chilling though. We chilling. Alright, man, enough of that story time, though. What we got is the Cubs in the playoffs, man. Now, I don't think I went through and did all my stats. It's been about maybe a week or two since I've actually played on this guy. So, let's go through and, yeah, look at the stats that we got going on. Excuse me, these are going to be our entire career stats right now. Basically what we need to look at. My bad. But 18 games we've played in the MLB, 25 games we've played in the AAA, which was a very long time. I didn't think we was going to be down there for that long. And we only played 11 games for the AA. Now, I don't really care about the wins and losses. That isn't really something that we should really care about either. But our ERA is something that is important. And the wild thing is, AAA, we've actually had the lowest, which was one of our worst, I wouldn't say span of our career, but one of the slowest spans of our career when it comes down to just being a pitcher. Or maybe it just was a little tedious because it took a little while to actually get called up. But what is this? Hits allowed. For us only allowing 15 hits in 18 games, is that alright for us to be doing that? I don't really know. But with 20 innings pitched, 15 hits allowed, that isn't really that great, actually, is it? Damn. I don't think that is. And I've allowed a total of 4 home runs. 14 strikeouts, 31. I don't really know a lot of the good stats. I'm sorry. But I just know the stats that I'm looking at, they're decent. They're not the greatest, you know. They're not the greatest. So we got some things to work on. That's all I'm gonna say. How do I look at the actual playoffs though? I don't think I can. Actually, can't look at the playoff tree? You cannot look at the playoff tree. My apologies. But let's go ahead and look at the season records real quick. Okay, so we need 62 saves. Basically 62 saves. 62 saves is looking like the season pitching. And we need a total of 700 saves. Wow. Well, I wouldn't say 700, but 653. Nolan Ryan, is he the GOAT? I apologize, I do not know baseball like that. You see Eric Gogny, though. Eric Gogny's a dog. And Ricky Henderson. Okay. Okay. My apologies. But it doesn't look like we can do that. So let's go ahead and do our little drippy drip real quick, and we should actually be good. I don't think we should upgrade anything. I don't think we need to upgrade anything. We are going to be rocking some red joints for the playoffs. This video also might be a little shorter because we are a closing pitcher and it's the playoffs, so it's not really going to be anything long to really look at. If we lose, it's going to be very fast, and that's kind of why I was yapping, because I kind of needed some time to wear off. But We're good. All right. My apologies, man. We had to put that red on. Go ahead and do this one real quick then. Are we winning? We are. Nice. This is the world's, wow. That is the playoff bracket. I apologize. So if we win, we would probably play. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Oh my god. My laptop is about to die, bro. No. No.